So what you're going to need for this is some glue. Somebody told me once that, you know, glue is like as strong as regular wood, even stronger or something. At least wood glue. So get yourself some nice wood glue. I got the Gorilla stuff. And you're gonna need some maybe not so common tools to do this, but I'll kind of show you how to do it if you want to do it without the clamps, but I'm gonna do it with the clamps. So one thing you could do is find a nice scrap piece of wood. This is kind of chunky, but you could probably just cut this in half, and I probably should have, but you would just take this, put it on here, since this part down here is like fine, you know, like it has support underneath of it, but this is the piece that's coming apart. So you basically need to put something on top of this so it doesn't move. And it fits pretty snugly in there. I'm not gonna like change much of anything of it, and it's probably gonna mount up just fine. So what I would do is take this, and then I would drill probably 2 holes, you know, one roughly right here, one roughly next to that one, and drill them right there as well, and then secure them down with some screws, you know, screws that are like long enough to actually get in there. So these screws, as you can see, go far enough that there's a little bit sticking out, and that will actually end up in the guitar body. And then what you do is you just, you know, smear some wood glue in there, on there, make sure it's nice and glued in there, stick it down, secure it with the screws. Now, you can do that if you want. I went and bought, like on Amazon, like a cheap set of clamps, and those clamps are gonna make this nice and easy. So this is the basic setup that I'm gonna use to basically glue this piece down back to where it was without using screws. You could totally use screws if you want, but I think this is a much cleaner approach. Use a 2x2, stuck this guy through the bridge hole, and basically just clamp down on the back of it, and then this on top of that, so it'll secure it nicely in place. All I have to do now is put the wood glue on the thing, stick it on, put this back down, clamp it down real tight. I'll show you what that is like. Alright, so it's never a bad idea to put some gloves on, and these paper towels are going to keep any excess wood glue that might find its way out of the crevices of this here repair job. And I'm going to pull one off so I can actually drip some of it up. And I guess as I'm doing this, I'm realizing that it's probably just a good idea to kind of get any little debris, try to blow it out of there so it's a nice even surface for wood glue to get into. Obviously there's a bunch of little particles and stuff getting in the way, then it's not going to have a very good time with adhering because there's going to be stuff in the way. Imagine that. There's a bunch of extra, right? And this is totally fine. We're just going to wipe this away with a paper towel. Now that I got it most of the way cleaned up, I'm going to put the block back on and tighten it down. And here what I'm doing is I'm just making sure that it's nice and aligned as best as possible, so that way when I go back and re-drill these holes, it's just about as close to where it was supposed to be in the first place. I'm just kind of checking around, make sure that that's all nice and lined up. I think I got it now. It's a little messed up on the back. This thing just kind of is too big to really sit nice and flush on this, but it looks like it has enough on that area that it doesn't really, I don't think it's going to matter that much. And what's really important is that there is wood glue that's being pushed out from all sides. So if you see wood glue coming out of one crack and not another one, that means you don't have a good solid amount of force on there. So I think this is going to be a much better way to go, and yeah, we'll just see how that turns out. Alright, so it's the next day. Take this off. Yeah, not bad, you know, this is to be expected. Can't even really tell. So yeah, for now I just want to get it playing. We'll worry about the sort of cosmetic issues later. I think we'll move on to electronics.